Our target for this web app will still be serving as a platform for FSU students to freely use textbooks to be traded for a desirable price. Now with added functionality to search books by book name, keywords, book sorting, and book filtering that will hopefully help users to better locate the textbooks they need. At this point, the structure of our project, the FSU Book Trade web app, has become a full stack web app with the design pattern of model view controller. For the view or front end of our project, we choose to use Angular 6 with TypeScript. And for the model and the controller, we stick with what we've been using, the Flask as the backend server with Python, and SQL Alchemy as the ORM with SQLite 3 as the local database storage.
Our web app is now functional. After countless struggles, we were able to separate the client side and the server side using Angular and Flask. The database is still managed by Flask with a reworked database structure that ensures the connection for the data maintains its relationship between two tables, account and post. For validation of input data, data is sent from Angular to Flask through post HTTP requests that are mostly checked on Flask to make sure they meet our requirements. After verification, the data will be stored in a database or rejected. In either case, a response will be sent back to the Angular. By default, the book list page will display the most recently posted books first, but the books can be displayed using other source options. We were able to implement source and filter features while adapted source features.
Here I'm going to be going over how our project works. Right now we're at our homepage, and some of the things that we can do from here are search for a textbook by clicking this search box. We can also post a book, but in order to do that we have to be logged in. We can look at all the books that have been posted by clicking book list. We can log in, or we can create a new account, and below we have all of the recently posted books. So once we click sign up, we're taken to this page where we can enter in our information, and once we click sign up, a new account is made and you're logged in at the same time. Here we have our login page, and we're going to enter in a random account. Alright, now that we're logged in, we can post a book by clicking this. Once we click submit, our new file has been uploaded, or our new book has been uploaded, and as you can see, it appears in our recently posted books, as well as in our book list. And if we search for it by typing in the name of the book here in the search box, we can see that it appears. We can see that it's the only one that appears.
We have changed some of the initial plans in this increment. One major change is that we use an Angular frontend and Flask backend instead of AngularJS frontend and Axios for HTTP requests. This change was made because of many reasons. One is that we did some research online and saw that Angular is more commonly used among programmers, so we feel that learning it can help us more in the future career. Second is that AngularJS is based on JavaScript and Angular is based on TypeScript. Since we are beginners of both of these languages, we watched some tutorials and found out that the syntax for TypeScript looks more friendly to complete beginners like us. Third is that Angular requires us to use access for HTTP requests, which is one more library to learn. Lastly, we feel that the components in Angular is more easy to understand and is also more organized. There are also some minor changes made during this increment. When trying to figure out how to convert SQL Alchemy data to JSON blob, I first attempted to use the Marshmallow module, but I failed to do that because Python keeps saying that the package is not installed even though I installed it many times. Because of this, I used the data class from the data classes library to do this job.
So this is our Issues tab. For our next increment, we're going to design minor pages such as the About Us page and the Commonly Asked Questions page. Then implement the components for those pages. We're also going to implement any remaining functions in the login page, including the forgot password and keep user login for 30 days. We're going to implement a personal profile page to allow users to view their personal information and be able to change their passwords and profile pictures, and should only be accessible by the unique user that's logged in. And we're going to finally implement a way in which pages that display books, such as our book list, will use the images that user posts instead of our temporary images that we have already in place. And then we're going to finally fix any bugs, improve on the website design to make it look more professional, clean up our app.py file for it to only serve the purpose of data processing by deleting our existing HTML and CSS files, and further integrate the front end and back end servers to make them more efficient. Then if the time permits, we'll try to implement a chat box feature or email notification, encrypt users' passwords for more security, and then finally allow users to post buy orders at their desired price. This is what we plan to do in our final increment.